Today we're going to start looking at converting fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. One thing to know is that a fraction is nothing more than a fancy way to write a division problem. 4/5 is nothing more than 4 divided by 5. To make this look another way, you have 4 divided by 5. Now you're going to say, Mr. Henrich, we can't do that. That's something that we decided with our multi-digit multiplication or division that we could not do. The truth is that there's another way to do this. So what we're going to do is realize that the 4 is in the ones place, so we're going to put a decimal point in, and we're going to put a 0 behind it. So now I still have 4 ones and 0 tenths. But if you think about the way we do division, move your decimal point to the top and then you ignore it. Well, will 5 fit into 40 then? You're going to say yes, it will fit 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract. You have nothing left over. So 4/5 is equal to 8 tenths. Another way that you could write that out would be 8 over 10. Now if you also look, these are equivalent fractions. If you multiply 4 times 2, you have 8. 5 times 2 equals 10. But this is how you break these down. Let's look at an example going the other direction. You have a decimal of 25 100ths. Well, think about what you just said. You have 25 100ths. And that's all you have to do. If we looked at another example of 1/2 or 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2. Again, you put your decimal point in, put a 0 behind it, put your decimal point on top. When you do that, 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. You subtract, you have nothing left over. Therefore, 1/2 is equal to 5 tenths. And finally, what happens if you have a decimal of 1 and 0 tenths? What kind of fraction can you put this into? Well, anytime your numerator and denominator are the same number, it is going to equal 1. 1 divided by 1. You could have 2 divided by 2. Well, 1 divided by 1 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is also 1. I'll show you the work here. So any fraction that you have that has the same numerator as denominator is always going to be 1 whole, a decimal, and no tenths.